Take a look at the following image, but please, take your time. This is how the Earth looks at night. Let me ask you, what catches your attention? In this beautiful photo, we can see the areas occupied by the continents, the oceans, but also the lights from cities. Did you notice where the brightest points of light are located? Yes, most of them are located close to the coasts, right? Just to give an idea, according to an estimation of United Nations Environment Program, around 40% of the world's population lives within 100 kilometers of the coast and at an elevation of less than 100 meters above sea level. In this next figure, we can see the main coastal cities in the world. In tones of blue, the percentage of people living within those 100 kilometers of the coastline in every country. Orange bars are showing the million of people living in the main coastal cities in 2014. And finally, in black bars, we are seeing an estimate of millions of people living in the same cities by 2050. In some cases, it's clear that the population is expected to double or even triple by 2050. It's evident that our closeness to coasts and oceans is increasing every year. But is this good or bad? Well, this attraction has resulted in a rapid growth of economic activities, urban settlements, and an increase of tourism industry. Migration of people, in both developed and developing nations, is another concern related to coastal regions, since this phenomena has led to important impacts in coastal zones and their ecosystems. It is well known that impacts of human activities on the coastal zone have been more significant over the past century than those related to observed climate change. But since coastal areas are also subject to natural hazards, the impacts will be severe due to the high concentration of people. Simultaneously, climate-induced sea level rise will exacerbate these hazards in the course of the next few years. Actually, most of them are evident right now. Without protection of coastlines, applying the worst-case scenario of climate change, by the end of the century, at least 5% of the population of the enlisted cities in the slide would be permanently underwater. In this next slide, you can see where are located the coasts with more degradation due to human activities. Pay attention to the contrast of Pacific coast in Mexico versus the coast in Gulf of Mexico. In general, examples of major direct impacts are drainage of coastal wetlands, deforestation and land reclamation, discharge of sewage, fertilizers and contaminants into coastal waters, sand mining and hydrocarbon production, harvest of fisheries and other living resources, introduction of invasive species. On the other hand, and as a core part of our course, major impacts to coastal zones are related to engineering structures, such as damming, channelization, and diversions of coastal waterways, structures that harden the coast, both hard and soft engineering measures. Also, natural ecosystems are directly or indirectly altered, even by soft engineering solutions, such as beach nourishment and dunes construction.